Imagine holding a key, not of metal but of molecules. This key is invisible to the naked eye, yet it holds the power to unlock secrets that have been buried for thousands, even tens of thousands of years. It's a key that connects us to people who walked the earth long before our names were ever spoken. DNA, preserved for millennia in bones, teeth, and even hair, is our new key to the past. These fragile strands have survived the ravages of time, waiting patiently beneath layers of earth and history for us to discover them. For centuries we relied on pottery shards, stone tools, and weathered bones to piece together our story. These artifacts gave us glimpses into ancient lives, but so much remained a mystery. Now ancient DNA is rewriting that narrative, offering a more intimate and detailed portrait of our ancestors. With the help of modern technology, we can now decode the biological script of those who lived long before us. Each sequence of DNA is like a message sent across time, waiting to be read and understood. This isn't just about filling gaps in textbooks or updating timelines, it's a fundamental shift in how we see ourselves as a species. It challenges our assumptions and invites us to rethink our place in the grand story of life. Analyzing ancient DNA lets us converse with the past in ways never before possible. We can trace migrations across continents, rediscover lost family branches, and uncover adaptations that helped our ancestors survive ice ages, droughts, and disease. Each genome sequenced is like discovering a lost library of human stories. Every strand of DNA contains chapters about love, struggle, survival, and innovation, stories that have shaped who we are today. The human story is not a straight line, but a complex tapestry woven from countless journeys, connections, and encounters. Our ancestors crossed mountains, deserts, and oceans, leaving traces of themselves in every corner of the globe. With genetics as our time machine, we can revisit the dawn of civilization, witness the rise and fall of ancient cities, and answer questions that have haunted us for centuries. Who were the first farmers? What inspired them to settle and cultivate the land, forever changing the course of human history? How did humans populate the continents, adapting to new environments and forming the diverse cultures we see today? The answers to these questions are not just hidden in ruins or artifacts, they're written within us, in the very code of our DNA. A single bone, a tooth, or even a strand of hair can unlock entire worlds of information. These tiny fragments are time capsules, preserving the genetic echoes of people long gone. The secrets of our ancestors are waiting to be discovered, hidden in the soil, in forgotten graves, and in the smallest traces left behind. And in unlocking these secrets, we come closer to understanding not just where we come from, but who we truly are. A single human family, connected across time by the whispers of our deep past. Our story begins in the remote and rugged Altai Mountains, where the first rays of dawn illuminate a landscape shaped by time and mystery. These ancient peaks, shrouded in mist, have witnessed the rise and fall of countless generations, their secrets hidden deep within the earth. It was here, in a secluded cave carved into the mountainside, that a team of archaeologists made a remarkable discovery. After days of careful excavation, they unearthed a nearly complete human skeleton, its bones untouched for millennia. This ancient individual, affectionately nicknamed Kaya by the team, lived and died over 9,000 years ago. Her lifetime marked a pivotal era in human history, a time when our ancestors were just beginning to shift from nomadic hunting and gathering to the revolutionary practices of farming and permanent settlement. The world Kaya knew was one of profound change, where old traditions met new ways of life. The cave's cold, arid environment acted as a natural vault, preserving Kaya's remains in extraordinary detail. Her bones, shielded from the ravages of time, became a silent testament to a vanished world. Unlike many burials from her era, Kaya was found alone, her body laid to rest without the usual grave goods or offerings. There were no beads, tools, or pottery to hint at her status or beliefs. Her story was inscribed solely in her bones, waiting to be deciphered by modern science. The research team approached their task with reverence and precision, documenting every aspect of the find. They carefully extracted a tiny fragment of the petrous bone from Kaya's skull, a dense part of the inner ear, renowned for its ability to protect ancient DNA across the ages. This small, unassuming fragment would soon become the key to unlocking a revolution in our understanding of human ancestry. It held within it genetic secrets that had lain dormant for thousands of years. The journey from the silent darkness of the cave to the bright, sterile environment of the laboratory marked a fusion of two worlds, archaeology and genetics, the ancient and the modern, working together to reveal the past. Sequencing DNA. This ancient is a delicate and painstaking process. The genetic material is often fragmented, degraded by time, and easily contaminated by modern sources. Each step requires meticulous care, as the opportunity to recover such old DNA is exceedingly rare. Yet, if successful, the information hidden in Kaya's DNA could answer questions that stones, pottery, and artifacts never could. It could reveal her origins, her health, her connections to other ancient peoples, and even the migrations that shaped the world we know today. The scientists prepared themselves to listen to a story told not in words, but in the language of genes, a story whispered by the ghost within the machine, waiting to be heard. This was more than just a scientific discovery. It was a turning point in our quest to understand who we are and where we come from. The moment the ancient sequence appeared on the screen, the past seemed to come alive. For the first time, the distant past was about to speak in its own voice, its message encoded in the very building blocks of life. And as the scientists gathered, breath held in anticipation, we too were ready to listen, to hear the echoes of our ancestors, carried across the millennia by the sentinel of stone. Ancient DNA is a molecular time capsule, a shredded instruction manual for life written in 4 chemical letters. For years we thought this code was lost after a few thousand years, but new techniques let us recover and read these fragments. In ultra-clean labs, scientists extract and piece together ancient genetic code, reconstructing the blueprint of people long gone. This technology lets us meet our ancestors, revealing their appearance, relationships, and even their diseases. By comparing ancient genomes, we can track migrations, mixing, and the spread of traits like lactose tolerance. When Kaya's sample arrived, it was a potential treasure chest, an entire chapter of lost history. Sequencing her genome would reveal the genetic landscape of ancient Central Asia. The results wouldn't just add detail, they'd force us to rethink the entire plot of human history. Ancient DNA turns broad strokes into high-definition stories, and every new genome changes the way we see ourselves. Kaya's genome was a bombshell, a mosaic of 3 ancient lineages. One was expected Siberian hunter-gatherers, but another traced to the first farmers of the Near East, thousands of kilometers away. The third was a ghost population, unknown with no direct ancient sample but clearly present in Kaya's DNA. This shattered the idea of isolated ancient populations. Instead, it revealed a deeply interconnected world. Kaya's DNA also showed adaptations for high altitudes and unique immune responses, hinting at her ancestors' environments and challenges. In one genome, we saw evidence of long-distance migration, deep Siberian roots, and a vanished lineage. Kaya was a crossroads, not just an individual. The old model of isolated bands was gone, replaced by a world of epic journeys and constant mixing. Kaya's ghostly ancestry forces us to rethink everything we thought we knew. The past is far more complex than we imagined, and its echoes live on in us. Kaya's mixed ancestry throws out the old linear models of migration. Instead of isolated groups, we see a world of movement, meeting, and mixing over vast distances. The genetic link to the Near East suggests that ideas and people spread far earlier and faster than we thought. Farming may have spread not just by slow waves, but by adventurous individuals leapfrogging across continents. The presence of a ghost population in Kaya's DNA reminds us how much of our story is missing. Who were these people? What happened to them? Their legacy survives only in our genes. Kaya's story is about connection, breaking down barriers between peoples and cultures. Mixing and migration are fundamental to who we are. The myth of pure unmixed populations is just that, a myth. We are all mosaics, carrying stories from countless ancestors. This discovery makes our human family richer and more fascinating than ever. For decades, our timeline was neat. Hunter-gatherers, then farmers, then slow spread. Kaya's DNA upends this. Near Eastern genes reached Central Asia 4,000 years earlier than thought. It's like finding a Roman coin in a tomb built before Rome existed. This forces new questions. How did these genes travel so far so early? Likely small groups met and mixed, carrying genes without major cultural shifts. The ghost population in Kaya's DNA means our census of ancient peoples was missing a major player. Many vanished, leaving only faint genetic echoes. Kaya's genome is a catalyst, forcing us to re-examine old sites and assumptions. The tidy story of the past is gone, replaced by a messier, more exciting reality. And every new discovery rewrites the map. Kaya's discovery marks the dawn of a new era, one where the boundaries between archaeology and genetics are dissolving, and the two disciplines now work hand in hand to unravel the mysteries of our past. No longer are we limited to what we can see or touch. Now, we can read the very code of life left behind in ancient remains. Sequencing ancient genomes is now faster and more affordable than ever before. This breakthrough allows us to unlock secrets not just from bones, but from sediments, ancient pottery, and even the tiniest traces left behind by people long gone. Each fragment holds a story, waiting to be told through the language of DNA. Soon, we'll be able to analyze entire ancient populations at once, reconstructing family trees, social networks, and migration patterns from thousands of years ago. Imagine tracing the journey of a single family across continents or uncovering the hidden connections between distant civilizations. This revolution will transform our understanding of ancient societies, how they rose, how they fell, and how they adapted to changing worlds. We'll see not just isolated snapshots but the full dynamic story of humanity's past. By combining genetics with archaeology, chemistry, and environmental science, we'll learn not just who ancient people were, but what they ate, where they lived, what diseases they faced, and how they survived. Every new discovery adds another layer to the rich tapestry of our shared history. For the first time, we can track the spread of genes and culture together, watching as ideas, technologies, and people moved across the globe, shaping the world we know today. The ultimate goal is ambitious: a comprehensive genetic map of human history, filling in the gaps across continents and ages, connecting every discovery to a larger story. Each genome we sequence is like a new star on our map, illuminating the hidden pathways that connect us all and revealing the journeys our ancestors took. The mysteries of our past are vast and complex, but for the first time in history, we have the technology and the knowledge to begin solving them, piece by piece. The past is coming alive in ways we never imagined, revealing not just how our ancestors lived, but how their stories continue to shape who we are today. Looking at ancient DNA is time travel, not through space, but through generations. Kaya's story shows our family tree as a sprawling web, not a straight line. Genes from hunter-gatherers, farmers, and ghost populations live on in us. This perspective shrinks modern divisions, nationality, ethnicity against the backdrop of shared history. Kaya's ancestry from the Near East blurs our modern labels. Humanity is a story of constant mixing. Our diversity is our strength. Even our DNA's atoms were forged in ancient stars, connecting us to the cosmos. The journey from stardust to self-awareness is the most epic story of all. Understanding our past is understanding our place in the universe. We are living testaments to resilience and curiosity, part of a family stretching back thousands of years. The story is still being written, and we are its authors. Kaya's story is a doorway, not an endpoint. Every genome sequenced is a new clue in the puzzle of our origins. Most of human history remains unwritten, waiting to be illuminated. What other surprises lie buried? What other ghost populations will we find? Our journey into the past is driven by curiosity, the same force that led our ancestors to explore new lands. The answers shape our identity, societies, and future. Understanding migration and adaptation helps us face today's challenges. The excitement lies in unpredictability. Our ancestors were more mobile and interconnected than we imagined. The next breakthrough may come from a new technique, not a new skeleton. Let's keep exploring, supporting those who guide us on this journey. In learning about our ancestors, we learn about ourselves. The endless frontier is within the code of life, and our exploration has just begun.